this is Wild One. I have another unboxing. This is so 2015. It's been out for technically a couple of years. It came out, I think, in late 2014, but was awarded Game of the Year in 2015. It's a Dice Tower Essential, all that good stuff. From Arcane Wonders, it's Sheriff of Nottingham. So I got this as a gift from a friend. I think he knew I had been looking at it before. Good thing he knew that I hadn't actually purchased it yet. But this is a bribery deceit game for up to 5 players. It requires at least 3. And let's go ahead and get this thing open and see what we got in here. It's not, in my opinion, it's not really really a very thematic game, because it's not like, you know, the sheriff against all the merchants. It's every player gets to be the sheriff, and because of that, it's kind of weird. It's like every player gets to be the sheriff, so everybody gets to seek revenge on the other players for being obnoxious with them when they were the sheriff, or try to make a promise that, hey, when I'm sheriff on the next turn, I'll go easy on you if you go easy on me. Anyway, let's open this up. Structure book right on top. The rules are really actually very, very simple. And then for the card counters out there, there's a cheat sheet on the back with the card quantities that tell you the different cards. So the idea is that you're a merchant and bringing goods into Nottingham. The sheriff is there to either let you pass or inspect your goods. If you tell him what you have and he inspects your goods and you have exactly what you said you have, he gets penalized. But if you tell him what you have and he inspects your goods and you don't have what you said you have, you get penalized. And of course, there are 3 different types of goods. There's the legal goods, the contraband, which is obviously the stuff that's worth more points. Over here, if you look at the gold value. So all the legal goods obviously are cheap. They're 2, 3, and 4. And then up here, the contraband, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got pepper. I don't know what pepper would be contraband. Mead, silk, and crossbows. Crossbows scream contraband. And then royal goods, which there's a royal variant that you can play, which is probably not a good idea for beginning players, but it adds some additional cards here to the game. There should be a number of punch sheets in here, yes. Probably 1 punch sheet per player. So here is one of our player boards. I thought the names were on here because each one of these folks has a name as a member of, you know, Robin Hood's troop, like, you know, Alan a Dale and Friar Tuck and so on. But instead, they just look like regular merchants. So here's a merchant who's a baker. We have a merchant here carrying a barrel of presumably legal goods, but could be holding mead. We have, oh, I already punched it out a little bit there. We have the guy here who looks suspiciously like Robin Hood. Boy, that's not much of a disguise if you're trying to hide the fact that you're Robin Hood. I would suspect you immediately. And then here's the only female player in the bunch. She looks a little royalty-ish. You could assume that she's Maid Marian. I have a feeling that she is. I'll have to actually look in the rules because I'm sure these other ones are probably. I see here's another guy who's got kind of a royal look to him. He's got some high-class clothing there. But as you can see, the legal goods you keep on the sides here, so you have apples and bread, and then you have cheese and chicken over here, and then your contraband sits up here face down as you acquire it, as you get past the sheriff. And then here's the punch outs for the money. The denominations are very similar to the denominations in Scythe, so I might actually be interested in grabbing my metal coins from Scythe and use them with this game, except of course for the 50s. Scythe doesn't have metal 50s yet. And then we have our little pouches. These are cool little velvety pouches, color-coded for each player, with the Sheriff of Nottingham embossed on them. They're really nice. These pouches are where you place your goods. So you stick your goods in the pouch from your hand, you pass them over to the sheriff, and you say, I'm carrying 4 sets of apples through. And then the sheriff decides whether he believes you or he wants to inspect. And if he believes you and just lets you pass, that's great. If you happen to have a bunch of contraband, then you earn a bunch of gold. And like I said before, if he doesn't believe you, then he can inspect what you have. So here are the different decks. So here's an example of what the bread looks like. So the bread is worth 3 gold if you get it through, but if you don't get it through because you lied and the sheriff discovered you were not carrying what you said. Let's say I told him I was carrying 4 sets of apples, and I had bread in there. That is just, even though it's a legal good, I lied to the sheriff, so I get penalized. So that's how much money you lose. So there's the apples and the bread. And then the other decks here probably have, there's the cheese. Let's open one of these up. They have the nice little tab there. Yeah, there we go. Easy to pull these off. Nice insert. Very beautiful insert. Look at that. Great. And actually, the insert is used for the game, so this stuff actually comes out. You have your trays are right here for the coins, and then you have this, which you actually use in the game. So your draw pile is in here, and you have it's kind of uncommon way of having a discard pile. You actually have 2 discard piles here, and players can draw from either discard pile. So that's kind of interesting. And players who discard cards can discard to either pile. It's a different way of playing the game. It's pretty cool. But yeah, the inserts double as actual components for playing the game. But anyway, I got a little sidetracked there. Let's take these sheriff cards out. You can see they all have the same backing. I might want to sleeve these, I don't know, we'll have to see. But here you can see, so here's the contraband stuff, so there's the pepper. You get a pretty serious penalty for contraband. You can never tell the sheriff that you're bringing contraband in. So if you try to smuggle, say, 3 kegs of mead through, you can't tell the sheriff you have 3 kegs of mead. You can only tell him that you have a certain number of 1 legal good. That's the other kind of weird quirk of the game, is that if you bring 2 sets of legal goods through, like say you bring 2 apples and 2 bread through, you can't tell the sheriff I'm bringing 2 apples and 2 bread. You have to tell the sheriff I'm either bringing 4 apples or 4 bread. Either way, you're lying. So the idea is that the only way to truly legally get through and survive an inspection from the sheriff is to only put legal goods of one type in one shipment. So, 2 apples, 3 apples, 4 apples, whatever. But you can't mix and match. I mean, you can mix and match. It's just a matter of, convincing the sheriff that you only have the one type of legal good. So you still get penalized, which kind of sucks. Doesn't really matter. I think that there is a difference, though, between the legal and the contraband, though. The legal good, I think you get penalized for what you, like, say you told the sheriff you had 4 apples and you had 2 apples and 2 chickens. You would get penalized for, I believe you get penalized for everything, the apples and the chickens. But you get to keep the apples. So you still get your money. But you don't get to keep the chickens. I think that's true. I will have to review the rules again. But there's a way that, you know, it's not as bad if you're lying about legal goods as opposed to lying about contraband. So here's like all the pepper. I've got tons of pepper here. And then we had, oh yeah, so here's the royal stuff. So the royal stuff looks like it's contraband because it's a red card, but it has a gold banner at the bottom. And the gold banner says this is a royal good. So that's what these all are. These are all royal goods. But then the rest of the contraband's in here, like there's your crossbows. Crossbows are worth a lot, but you get penalized if you get caught. Just as much there, actually. I think all these you get penalized for 4. But again, it's, you know, it's whatever you end up drawing that's in your hand that you can send across. And then it's just a matter of convincing the sheriff not to look in your pouch. Or convincing the sheriff to look in your pouch. It's that, like I said, it's all about bribery and deceit. You can actually pay the sheriff money to say, you can say like, here, I'm going to give you 5 gold if you don't look in my pouch. So anyway, that's Sheriff of Nottingham. There's not a whole lot to it. It's the rules are fairly simple. It's from what I've seen, it's a really cool game. I'm looking forward to it. There's Sheriff of Nottingham by Arcane Wonders and Cool Mini or Not. If you enjoyed taking a look at this unboxing, please like and share, and subscribe to my channel. You'll get notifications whenever I post new videos. So until next time, this is Wild One signing off.